This is Eurasian Beef Smore, Eurasian Beef Stew. Eurasian is Europe or European plus Asian. You get Eurasian, an ethnic group, an ethnic community. In many parts of the world, really, when you think about it, but one with its own cuisine, with its own practices in Singapore and Malaysia, which is what I'm dealing with here today. So this is Eurasian Beef Smore. It is a beef stew that has its origin in your standard British beef stew. And then we add Asian spices and a little bit of Asian flavoring. Let's get straight into making our Eurasian Beef Smore. We start with marinating our beef. 30 minutes is the minimum, but if you've got time, do it the night before and your meat will be that much richer. So we've got our soy sauces, our mustard, mix it all together and set it aside. If you're keeping it overnight, place it in the fridge, and then we attend to our aromatics. Just quarter our onions, slice our ginger thinly into matchsticks, and then chop up our garlic widthwise. If you want, as far as the garlic is concerned, you can also just chop it up finely or mince it. Now you'll find the full list of ingredients below this video as usual. You want the full, complete recipe written out? It's on my blog as usual. Chop up our vegetables roughly to about sort of an inch thick or just slightly less than an inch. And then we slice our cabbage thinly. It's only a small amount of cabbage that we're using, and then quarter our tomatoes and set aside. So we've got potatoes in this stew, right? I'm using little potatoes. I'm going to halve them. I've just scrubbed them. I prefer to use my potatoes without being skinned. You do you. So we start cooking with our spices, and then we add our aromatics. Fry the onions for a couple of minutes, and then we add our garlic and ginger. Stir them lightly, and then in goes the beef. Mix it all up, and then we start cooking the stew properly. You'll find the list of ingredients below this video as usual. Now comes the flour. This is going to help thicken the stew ever so slightly, but we've also got the potatoes doing that job. Give it a good stir, and then we add our vegetables in. Mix it all up, just for everything to soak up all those flavors from the marinade. And then we pour in our stock. I'm using beef stock. You can also use chicken stock for a slightly lighter flavor. Those are peppercorns, and that's sun-dried tomato paste. Sun-dried tomato paste is my secret ingredient for so many stews and other things that I cook. Bring to a boil, and then cover and simmer at the lowest heat for 1 hour. Give it a good stir and see if your meat is cooked. If it's practically cooked, now it's time to add our cabbage and our potatoes. These only need about 30 minutes. So bring it back to a boil and then cover, lower the heat right down and simmer for 30 minutes. If your beef wasn't quite done, then you give that beef another 30 minutes. There you go. It's all done. The beef is meltingly tender. What cut of beef to use? I've put it below this video. Check your potatoes. If a knife glides through, they're done. Add your tomatoes. Stir it in. The whole idea of adding the tomatoes right at the end is that they will still remain fresh. That's it. Done. Finish off with some fresh coriander leaves, cilantro, and it's time to dish up. What I like to do is finish off with a knob of butter. That melting butter just adds an incredible flavor to our stew. Enjoy. There you go. Easy and pretty standard. You saw the additions we added, which were the spices and the soy sauces. And ginger, of course. It's hearty. It's beefy. You can taste the depth that the soy sauces have given our stew. The delicious, delicious citrusy hits of ginger in there because we didn't chop up our ginger. We sliced them into thin matchsticks. So, if you're lucky, you'll get a mouthful of ginger slices. So how do you serve your Eurasian beef s'more? In the usual way. In Singapore and Malaysia, we'd serve it with plain old steamed rice. Baguette, always good with this. Or you can also serve it with mash. Mash will soak up all that beautiful, beautiful sauce. On my blog post, I talk about the types of beef cuts that you're going to need for this. So head on over there to read up more if you like. Full list of ingredients is given below this video as usual. So if you like it, if you make it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell on so you know when I've got the next video out. Usually my videos are either from Singapore, Malaysia or the Middle East. Enjoy. I shall see you guys real soon.